Yes, and its use may go back much further than history as we know it. Ancient texts record its use in religious rituals, especially sun worship. Ancient people farmed and navigated by looking at the sun in the sky, or the constellations in the night sky. Daniel added, looking serious. Then why don't we meet with the professor first to unravel this mystery? Grace shook her head. Then Daniel smiled and answered, yes, I know it's a club project, but I'm not going to give away the information yet. So let's wait for the club team and do some research. Daniel and Grace searched the library and scanned the stacks, trying to gather as much information as they could. Grace, there's something here that looks like this pattern, Daniel said, pointing to a page in an old book. The edges of the book were worn with age, and the markings consisted of ancient, intricate curves and geometric patterns. Daniel traced the patterns with his fingertips. According to what it says here, this pattern was used to mark an ancient temple. And it also says that the temple was not just a structure, but a place where the secrets of the kingdom were kept. According to what it says here, this pattern was used to mark a temple or important place in an ancient kingdom. Grace muttered as she followed the text in the book. Temples? That means they had great religious ceremonies. Daniel shook his head. Scholars disagree, so we don't know if that's exactly what it was for, so it's a mystery. But the records suggest it's a possibility. Grace focused on Daniel's words, her curiosity piqued by his words. Most of the places where these patterns were found were in the center of ancient cities or had large buildings, so they must have been important places or sacred areas. And we need to know more about them if we want to design ancient cities. Grace's interest in the project also stems from her grandfather. From a young age, he read books and watched documentaries about ancient mysteries, often explaining things to his young granddaughter. So that means that the place where you found the symbols was an important part of the city. Daniel echoed Grace's comment. Exactly, which is why I need to share this with the rest of the club, and find out more about where else in the world these symbols are found. Daniel was excited, like someone who had already started. There is a lot of work to be done by the club itself. We need to find out what archaeologists have recorded, and we need to preserve the history of the cities so that we can work digitally. Isn't that exciting to think about? Daniel's voice was full of youthful curiosity and confidence. Grace stared out of the library window for a moment, lost in thought. This pattern? It's not unfamiliar. Her heart fluttered with excitement and anxiety like spring sunshine.